You gotta get into some bullshit
Turn
now.
up a notch.
All right? Listen, I know everybody saw the video or videos of Dababy and Danileigh. Am I saying that right? Danileigh? Yeah. So, man, yo, it was, to me, I'm gonna go last. We're gonna go with the girl. We're gonna go with the woman first. Go ahead, Illy. What you gotta say about the video?
Okay, so I just want to start off saying, like, I was watching as the bullshit was unfolding only because, like, I'm watching Netflix. I'm over here scrolling. And, the blogs was keeping up real fast as this was unfolding. I just like to say. The first thing I found problematic was the fact that Dababy is the one who initiated this. I just want to say that by deciding to put the mother of his child breastfeeding their 3-month-old on social media, knowing she did not want the child on social media. So you violated her personal space. That's the first part that I took issue with. It's one thing if you want to, like, okay, it's your home, rightfully so. You can tell anybody that you want to get out of your house. But I find it problematic where you're kicking out the mother of your 3-month-old daughter and her into the cold at 3:00 in the morning in New York. I find that extremely problematic. On top of the petty ass comments he decides to make, calling her a side chick and everything like that, and putting out that trash statement. And I also want to go on record saying Dababy is not the type of artist who should be speaking without a PR team. He is not.
Sorry.
Yeah, like he is not the type who needs to speak without PR being consulted, because he gets himself into more bullshit. The more he speaks, the more he writes. You're making it bad for yourself. You don't need to. Like, your PR team is paid for a reason. Like, they are paid for a reason. Please listen to the professionals, please. Because the things that he was saying and the way that carried out, like, you literally initiated this whole entire thing and it didn't have to go there. It didn't. But I find it extremely problematic when you're openly disrespecting the mother of your child like that on social media, as if your daughter is not going to see it, and then try to segue into a conversation about fatherhood when you so blatantly are mistreating the mothers of your children. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with that whole side chick comment, because I said it before, the only main bitch out of that whole entire relationship is Dababy himself.
Okay.
Everybody else he's using to serve as a purpose. He's over here, you're over here ejaculating into multiple women repeatedly, and then gonna sit here and try to call somebody a side chick, but you buying boats and houses and flying and taking family pictures and everything else, doing this whole little picture. And then when you don't feel like that person's serving your needs, you go back to the old baby mom who's obviously very complicit in her role and where she at.
Side chick need to eat too.
What side chick? You telling both these women that you in love with them. You coming in both of them. There is no side. It's just a guy over here playing between, he don't know what the fuck he want. And it's very obvious. You can't sit here calling one person a side or doing X, Y, and Z when you're obviously giving them a full-on relationship. It doesn't work like that. That's very much not the agreement you two had when you established this relationship. But when it comes to Danny, it's definitely we've all been there. I've been there, dumb and stupid, all been there. It's a part of life. It's going to happen, whether it's romantic relationships, it got to do with family, or it got to do with friends. We have all been there. We have all did some dumb shit, said some dumb shit. But I feel like this is definitely her learning experience. Now, if she chooses to go back into that, that's her business. But I hope she has learned. At this point, the only relationship y'all need to be having is co-parenting your child. Yeah. But I also find it problematic.
What did I say before? Easier said than done.
No, it's definitely easier said than done. Nobody's saying co-parenting is easy now. Nobody is saying that. Co-parenting is not something that is easy, especially when it's hard for you to communicate and it's hard for you to even trust who you have a child with. Which is also why I say this is the reason contraceptives are a thing. This is the reason condoms are a thing. There is Plan B. There are abortions. These are all things that are available.
There also are red flags. And to get to your point, Illy, I 100% agree.
Go ahead, Andre, because you're next. You're next.
Yeah, I agree with everything Illy also said. Everything she said, I agree with. Dababy was definitely lame for that, because we all knew that was his girlfriend. Nobody, like, only person that didn't know was him. and his claim, which is really weak. Like what he did was lame completely. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? How you do it, it's disrespectful too, considering for the fact that like we don't like on the level of this postpartum in general, you know what I'm saying? Like that's real intimate time. A mom and her daughter breastfeeding too. Like you're lame, you know, beyond that. So like how do I explain it? I do want to say this though. Danileigh, she's not innocent in the matter, but what happened to her, all that public embarrassment, that was not her fault. You know what I'm saying? And I understand her response to it completely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she acted the way any person would act in that situation. He was lame for that. He was very, very lame for that. He was weak, and it shows how much of a lame, like you said, pussy ass bitch he was, really. Like, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in denial about what you truly want. So what I say when it comes to Danny not being innocent was before she had the baby, when they were first dating, they did all this to the other baby mama.
Yeah.
And nobody cared. The thing about Danny, she thought she was an exception.
Yeah. We ain't forget about the yellow bone comments. We didn't forget about that.
We're not even talking about that. We're talking about in general. They did the same thing that he did to her. He did the other one with Danny. Mm-hmm. So she knew exactly how he was. She thought that she was an exception. And I think, again, a lesson for her was you're not different. You know what I'm saying? And there were signs and flags that you purposely ignored until you realized you were exactly the same place this other girl was. You're no exception. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, I can't express, I don't know how, I mean, I've seen it happen before to many girls. You know what I'm saying? That think that they can change people's perceptions or fix guys, but you're not a therapist. You're not their mom. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. So the baby is lame for what he did completely. Danileigh was his girlfriend, 100%. She was not a side chick. That's the mother of your child. But I'm not shocked that any of this happened. She just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just funny. What I found frustrating was that all of a sudden now he's just like, he has red flags now. All of a sudden he's just, no, he been this way. And we all seen him act out this way. It ain't new. This is who he is at this time of his life. I think people can change. You know what I'm saying? I think people can change, but he's lame for that. He's trash for that. And she thought she thought that he was an exception, that she was an exception, and she wasn't. So
she had them rose-tinted glasses on.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Tim, what you think? I'm gonna go last. I got a whole listen. I like what both of y'all said, but we're gonna see where this goes. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. I don't agree with none of them.
Oh, wow.
I don't agree. I do not agree with none of them. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree with the baby first. The way the baby went about the problems, he had to put it on social media, number one. Number two, when he did put it on social media, he had to violate his girl, calling her a side piece on social media, you know, and saying that she's a side piece, but you went to Dominican Republic with her. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me. And you also use no condom with her. So you use no condom with side pieces. I'm just saying. And also she was in your bed sleeping over there for like 3 months or more, maybe even more. It looked like a relationship to me. Yeah. And you called her a side piece, and you called her a side piece, knowing that when your baby with her, when she gets older, she can search this information that, oh, my dad's called my mom a side piece. That's
not just side piece, full on side bitch.
Also,
full on
side bitch.
She mentioned the neighbor before all this happened.
One sounds better. Same thing. Okay. and the thing is that he called the cops. He has people call the cops, and he put that on video too. And you know, that's just petty to me. I don't agree with the baby with that. And when he's saying, I'm gonna be my baby's life, well, if you're fucking up the relationship with the mom, how you expect to be in the baby's life? Because right now she don't want you near the kid. So how are you gonna be a good dad? And you can't just be a good dad by buying her stuff, because you need to spend time with her. Okay. And so I don't agree with the baby on that, because he messed with the relationship. friend wise. He put the business out on social media. He's calling this girl a side bitch, but you went no condom with her. You went to Dominican Republic with her. She was living with you. So
Sis had Plan B delivered to the house, man.
it made it.
Nothing in her the night before this happened. She said that nothing in her the night before this happened.
You know what I'm saying? It made the baby. It made the baby look stupid by saying that kind of stuff. So I don't agree with the baby, but I don't agree with this girl either. And let me tell you why I don't agree with the girl. As you guys said that he did this with a girl before her, with her, and she knew that. So if she knew that,
red flag.
So if she knew that, why did she accept the baby? Security, stability. Maybe.
I mean, Andre said it. No. She wanted to be the exception.
She's at the height of her career before she that.
No, I'm saying like it's a thing. Like it's definitely a thing for people. It's like when you're outside looking in, it's like, yeah, you're like, yo, so why would you do that? Like, that's stupid. Like, you saw him doing X, Y, and Z. But it's like when you're actually in that with someone, it's like you want to be able to think better. You want to have hope that this person is able of doing X, Y, and Z. Which also
I want to hear Illy because this is a great perspective.
Which also presents the issue of when people have to acknowledge where someone is now compared to who they can be. Acknowledge who you can handle at the moment that they currently are in, and not who you can foresee them to be to you. Because a lot of times it never works out. And I feel like that's a lesson that people just learn. This is obvious. It's just different for her because they're celebrities and it's going to get blown up and everybody's going to see it. Like, obviously the blogs is waiting for the drama to drop, and the blogs were definitely waiting and keeping up with everything. But I feel like that in itself, like, is not just a celebrity social, like, that's something we be seeing people from home. We be seeing it all over the place. Like, you be seeing them with someone. It's just like, girl, you know, he wasn't doing the best. Like, it's unfortunate, but it's things people have to. It's things that people learn. It's part of growing pains. Like, you get hurt, you want to have hope, you want to think better of other people, but it's really about the lesson that you take from it. You know, and no one's not trying to hold her accountable because she has to be accountable for her behavior to acknowledge how she's going to do better. How much time he does.
How long were they dating for? How long were they dating for?
They were together since 2019.
A few years.
It's like Shorty was posting screenshots from 2019 on social media.
They were there for a while. They were dating.
Of her hugged up in his bed and all this other stuff.
Okay, but she knew that he had baby mama drama from the past.
But a lot of people are aware of baby mama drama, but it really comes, but you can't always put down that communication to just like what you know, because we don't know what the baby is saying to her. True, we don't know the way that relationship was described. Like, it's very obvious. Like, we know we see everything after the fact. We know he not shit. We know he not X, Y, and Z, but we can't actually, because we all know, you can't actually sit here and like, we can't actually sit here and pinpoint the moment where like she's gonna take his word like that. That's who she's in a relationship with.
Right.
Why would you? It's natural to want to sit here and trust what your partner is saying to you over who could be, you know, a vindictive ass person just because you're with their partner, which is why I feel like it's important when you have kids that if you get to that place where you want to share your life with someone with children, you make active steps to try and reach out and communicate with all parties involved, because it's never just you and that person. It's going to be them, their children, and whoever the other parent is along with them. That's all part of the package. Danny is wrong for the way that she came at Mimi. She was dead wrong.
Illy, in her interview or when she posted on social media, she said that he's the type of guy that likes to fuck 5 or 6 different girls. Well, if she knew that, why did she? You know what I'm saying? Why did
but that's her revelations as of now. They've been with each other for a couple years, and that kid, she's been pregnant for months, and niggas in a pandemic, you know? So it's just like, other women from Charlotte or whatever. We don't know when she found out what or none of that other stuff, because she pointed out she's never talked about this before.
Okay.
It wasn't until he posted her on social media she opened her mouth.
Okay, so then let's go back from when she knew that he was kind of a fuck boy, because he did the same thing with the girl in the past with her. Illy,
but that's the thing. That's not the same thing with Mimi. His relationship with Mimi is completely different.
I understand it,
because Mimi.
I'm about to say is way Illy is way bigger than that. It's way bigger than that. There's a lot of people in this world, Illy. Why does she have to pick the baby? I'm just saying, there's a lot of people in this world, Illy.
There's a lot of people in this world, but you're not attracted to a lot of people in this world. You don't connect with a lot of people in this world. The baby she was doing music with this man. Let's not act like, the creative pursuits might make people a little more, emotional, establish some more connections. The baby is someone she was in close proximity to. There's obviously something that she was seeing in him that, let's think about it this way. When the baby first came out, niggas is like, oh, look at him, hype, lit, giving out some good music. The baby was a vibe when he first came out. Nobody really started thinking about him as being problematic until this past year with a lot of the bullshit that we've seen him involved in the past year. And I'm not just talking about him getting taken off tours, from the LGBTQ comments. I'm talking about past behavior when he's over here and smacked a black girl in the middle of the concert. He's been problematic.
He smacked the girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
At the concert.
See,
and that's my thing. The baby specifically, he sits here and does not get held accountable because it's he does shit, and then it's
I'm gonna
I think celebrities do get held accountable to a certain extent, but I feel like not everybody want to be held accountable because they have money. It's different. It's so different. But all these things, she was around when the things were happening, and she ignored all these facts. Is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
This is why I don't call her innocent. Because she chose, and I get it. Your place of vulnerability, you're sleeping with this person, you know what I'm saying? You have a different level of trust.
I'm not saying she's innocent. She does not innocent.
But what I'm saying is the statements her family were making about it made me annoyed for that, because they made it seem as if she was I get 100%. Being in the presence of a narcissist is a scary thing to be in. That situation is scary to be in. You're a newborn baby. You're unstable in your mindset because you're going off all these emotions. You're probably being embarrassed. You're taking care of a newborn kid.
Right.
And she's still trying to get her body regulated from hormones.
Exactly. All these different emotions, but I'm not taking away from her 100% completely. But the only way she's going to be safe is if she was to walk away from that relationship.
Yeah,
she can go home.
She can establish boundaries.
Go back to him.
Establish boundaries.
My whole thing is knowing why I didn't like with that. They're making it seem as if she was in danger. They made it seem as if he was beating on her and all that stuff. And she hit him. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that I feel like because of his reputation, even recently, but 100%. I heard all the things you talked about, Illy. I heard about all of them before. These are all the flags that she ignored. But because of all these recent things, it makes it seem as if they're painting the narrative for to leave room for other interpretation of things that happened. And all reality is he's trash. He didn't want her at the house, and he put her on social media. And she didn't want to leave. She didn't want to go. Yeah. That's literally what it was. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And it
I don't agree. I don't agree with him.
Yeah. I
do not agree with none of them. They're both in the wrong.
I know, of course. It's two people in a relationship. It's not single. She was complacent.
Let me get my final
in
take.
her place.
This is a hot topic. Let me get my final take. This is a hot topic, though. Let me get my final take, and then we're gonna finish off with the question. We're gonna finish off the question, but I'm gonna give my final take. What I thought about the video, the videos I saw, is I'm agree with Tim. They're both in the wrong. But I'm siding with more of Dababy, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm deciding with him more. Because I don't know, when you meet somebody, right? When you go on a couple of dates or when you get to know somebody, you start to figure out who they are, right? We all know Dababy is a superstar. He's not an all-star. He's a superstar. His album went platinum.
Super.
He has a bunch of songs that have already went platinum. Okay, so you know what kind of life this man is living. He's on tour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's on tour. He's hanging out with his friends. There's groupies everywhere you go. And if you know what he raps about in his songs, fucking different women, driving different cars, rocking different foreigns, you know what I'm saying? Then you know that this man is sleeping with other women. You know that. And he puts it out there. So why would you go into a relationship or a relationship you're trying to be in? Why would you go into it knowing that, okay, I could change this dude? You know that was not the case.
I understand.
Right?
I'm gonna say I disagree with that.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. And why? And this goes for Dababy, because Dababy is not off the hook. All right. And for Dababy, Danileigh is a up and coming artist. Why would you be in a relationship with that? She's pretty. She flaunts her shit too. Maybe she has people on the side. I think you need to understand the person before you commit yourself, because now they got a kid. Now they got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, and I read the comments of some of the videos. A lot of them disagree with Dababy, and I don't think he should take all the flack, because clearly Danny knew what she was getting herself into. She knew that. She knew he was fucking different women. She knew about his situation before. She knew that this dude was a savage. Look at what he raps about.
No. I'm gonna say I disagree with that, because
you can't
an artist, I want people to stop using like, oh, because he's an artist or he's this or he's that. That's licensed to sit here and fuck
not, but
anything.
Look what he
Right. Hold on. There's a lot of rappers that rap about a lot of shit that they are not about, that they do not deal with, that is not their life, i.e. Rick Ross, who was a whole corrections officer. That is not a life that you lived. Or half these little white boys, Little Pump, or whoever else that people say, that is not the life you lived. Or 6ix9ine, that was not a life that you actually lived. You lived through other people. You lived through other experiences. People have to stop sitting here always attributing, like, just because an artist sits here and says something, that's exactly what they did and they lived, because it's not always
but when
that.
it comes to
but also when it comes to intimate relationships with someone, just because they're an artist and they're rapping about something does not mean that is who we are seeing behind the scenes. That is not who we know him to actually be when it comes to her. Obviously, there has to be some form of safe or vulnerability she had to have felt to get to that point to be in a relationship. Because if you were actively in front of an ancient ass nigga who's actively in your face talking about, yeah, I be fucking her and I be fucking her, I do X, Y, and Z, there's no way in hell that she would have sat there and actually taken that man serious in his words.
Or maybe
I don't like it when people try to sit here and act like there's not some type of communication that they were having with each other or they were not having. Like, he didn't just enter a relationship out of nowhere. There has to be some type of build to that where she felt like she was actually with this person. It can't just be chalked up to, in his music, he doing X, Y, and Z. That's part of the issue now when it comes to law. There's prosecutors using people's rap lyrics to prosecute them because it's being used as what this is being said is the absolute truth. You're sitting here admitting to crimes in music. That's literally a big issue right now. We can't just sit here and chalk that up to every artist like that. That's dangerous.
You're 100% right.
Andre, take us out. Take us out. Go ahead.
All right, you're 100% right in regards to that example. But I'm saying though, like you said, the communication. I think that's why it's important to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Because to him, that's part of the lifestyle. Because there's a different type. There's a worldly lifestyle when you're a celebrity, and then it's different when you're just a regular person. You know what I'm saying? And like regular meaning not famous, not in the public eye, not like there's like, and it holds a reputation. She knew the lifestyle of a music artist because she herself is an artist. But I get with the whole vulnerability. The only thing is she ignored it because she felt like she was an exception. We don't know if they had a conversation, like you say, about boundaries. But when it comes to relationships, that's what you always do. You talk to somebody, and then once y'all really like each other, you're just like, so you talk to anybody else? All right, no, we're not gonna do that. That's mutually agreed upon. But I think when you're a celebrity, it's very different. I don't know. I'm not a celebrity, but I feel like they hold different standards in the sense of we know what happens, but we don't know the conversation even took place, beyond what we were thinking of. It's crazy to think that people don't talk about what they are and what that means for the relationship. That happens a lot. That happens a whole bunch.
It's also a lot because niggas lie. People lie.
Yeah.
Chicks lie, niggas lie, people lie.
So,
people
like,
people
it could very well be he was over here telling her one thing because what he wanted, and he said what he needed to say. Like, we got to stop acting like people don't really be out here doing that.
Yeah. So, Bliss, we're gonna end the podcast. We're gonna end it on this last question, and I'm gonna give you guys 3 minutes each to answer. All right, but this is a difficult question. Tim and we kind of talked about it before we were on air, before we went on recording, but I'm gonna have to bring it back up. Can a side piece work? Can we have side pieces? Do they work? All right, and I'm gonna start with Tim. Okay, Tim gonna go first. Yes, you gotta go first. Then we're gonna do Dre. Then Illy, I'm gonna go last. Can side pieces work? Let's end it off with a bang.
Wait, first, Ray, can I ask you a question? What do you consider?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you consider a side piece?
Relationship
Somebody
outside
that
of
you're
your
just
name.
having sex with. Somebody you're just having sex with.
So if you're just having sex with one person, but you're just having sex with her, is she a side piece?
Yeah, there's no relation. Yeah, that's what you.
If you have one main relationship and you're dealing with someone else,
because everybody has a different But hold on. Everybody has a different definition of a side piece. I'm asking you from your perspective, can side pieces work? Because my definition of a side piece could be different than yours. Can they work?
My answer is it depends. Depends on the girls you're seeing. Mm-hmm. If you guys have an agreement that you want to sleep with other people, and she says she wants to sleep with other people, then yeah, side piece could work. But if one person is like, you know what, I only want you to sleep with me, and that's it. I don't want your dick to be everywhere, or I don't want your pussy to be everywhere. Mm-hmm. And one person is abiding by the rules, other person is sinning against the rules. Then no, it's not gonna work, obviously, because you're gonna get caught up in the lie. That's what's gonna happen, because one day when you're hanging out with the girl and she don't want you to sleep with no other girl, but you're sleeping with other girls, and like your phone goes off, and another girl's texting you, and that other girl, she don't want you to be with other girls. You get where I'm going? And you have not replied to her because you're on a date with this girl, and she thinking that you're only fucking her. Then that's where you get caught up, because other girls like, oh, why is he not texting me if I'm the only girl he's seeing? I'm the only girl that he's sleeping with. So my answer is it depends.
Depends. Okay, Dre, go ahead.
All right, I definitely agree with Tim. I think it's boundaries and the limits of your relationship. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it works for the standpoint and this is 100% sexist. This is just that's a word I think it is. I'm still learning some new grammar, but women and men type of energy is different. Men, we can sleep with a girl and not think twice about her ever again. With no, do not care about her. Don't think, forgot her last name. Don't even know her first name is. I know her initials, if anything, and not think about them ever again. Girls, to get to that point, there had to be something about you as a man or a woman, depending on what you're into, that they like about you. And it's emotional for them, a little more deeper than is men. However, we're in the age of city girls now, and these girls, you know what I'm saying? They're acting just like how we used to act. In
the 90s, bro. They're matching
that energy now. They're matching that energy now. So what I'm saying is, I don't think it could work in a sense of if you're trying to make it work with one person and like y'all both have something, like there has to be boundaries in it. Because some people have open relationships and it may work for them. But I don't think it's gonna work. I think someone's gonna catch feelings along the way. Someone's gonna be hurt about something. I feel like problems are always going to arise one way or another. And that's relationships in general too, you know?
I agree.
As far as me, hell no, we're not doing that.
Hell no. Okay.
Like absolutely not. You
I
know?
agree with you.
Yes,
I'm
for everybody's sake. For everybody's sake, we're gonna, you know, it's something that I like that you're not doing. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna discover it together. We're gonna learn. We're gonna teach each other stuff. You feel me? And that's the route I want to go in. But depending on somebody else to do those other things, it can get real messy real fast. So I think side work if you're being serious with somebody you care about. That's part of the process, going with somebody else. And that is also too, and I'm about to be done. I realized too, me, myself, I'm not for everybody. You feel me? Like I respect myself now. In college, it's a different story. I don't care. Everybody can get it. But now I'm one person. You know what I'm saying? Like my stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, I need to value myself. You feel me? And I'm not saying those who don't do that, don't, but I'm kind of saying that. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like your body parts, your organs is important. You know what I'm saying? Because on top of people you're sleeping with, they can have their own relationship with somebody else and they be sleeping with somebody else. You feel me? So it's like you're connected to all these people and all these things, and you're putting stuff at risk. So it's risky to have a side piece. It's risky to be in that lifestyle, and that's not for me. So that's my stance on it.
Illy, go ahead.
For you.
Okay, so personally, I don't believe in the whole notion of a side piece because to me, relationships are between consenting adults.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book I feel like people should read. It's called The Ethical Slut. And the book, it's a, I have to find her name.
I'll Google it for you. Keep going with your point.
So in the book, it explores different relationship dynamics, monogamy, polyamory. It even goes into different sexualities, you know, giving full explanations, but like on like a middle school reading level for people to understand different sexualities, relationship dynamics. And why I don't subscribe to the whole side piece thing is because those relationships are typically involved in sneaky ways. It's usually involved with cheating, not being communicative, not being open. And I feel like if you're in a relationship, no matter the form, there needs to be a very basic level of honesty and transparency, especially when it comes to the relationships you have with other people. If you feel that I have friends who are polyamorous and very successful in their polyamorous relationships, meaning they have their main partner, even live together with their main partner. They also date and will have sex with other people, but there is always communication when these things are happening prior to them happening. Prior to them happening, this is not for y'all to judge because it's not your life. It's not your lifestyle.
It's not
for you. It's not for you.
Other dude smashing and he can be
but
better than
for
me?
other people, it works. For some people do not get what they need from one partner. Certain people do like having other partners, but that
communicate then.
But that's what that's the point.
The difference.
That it has to do with communication. That has to do with vulnerability, transparency. For you to be able to open yourself and be so vulnerable to even engage in certain dynamics with people, there has to be a big level of trust between you and that person and a lot of intimacy for you to get to that level where you can actually sit here and explore and be mature about the fact that one partner will not give you everything. You cannot have one person
be everything. Because of the size of something? If it's not because of the size of something, then you can communicate. No, baby.
It's not everything is for everybody. Why would you want to sit here and pressure your partner into something that they may or may not be comfortable with? If they're telling you that they don't accept one thing or they don't like something, that's fact. But you also have the choice to, when someone's presenting you with their truth, you have a choice whether or not you want to engage in it. If someone is telling you they are not in a place to be in a relationship, but they are fine with having casual sex, that is your choice in that moment with their honesty to either accept that and be in a relationship or not. If someone else is in a relationship and they're presenting to you that they would like to get to know you because they're polyamorous, that is your choice. But that also comes with, you have to be honest with people and give them that opportunity, because when you don't, now you're taking choices away from people. Now you're lying, now you're being deceitful. And that itself is a different type of energy you are bringing to your relationship dynamics. And that's when they become unhealthy. The healthiest thing is when people can be transparent and feel vulnerable and be honest and actually communicate with each other and figure out how to communicate with other people. Me, myself, I'm a monogamous type person. I don't want to be in a relationship with multiple people. And if someone wants to present that to me, be like, nah. But have I sat here and engaged in sexual relationships? I have, where I have sat here and gotten myself up at 6, 5 o'clock in the morning and be like, all right, I'm out. Like, I have sat here and engaged in those relationships because I knew mentally and emotionally, I was not in a place where I can give myself to be with just one partner. So I did not sit there and have these closed relationship dynamics. I was very comfortable being able to just sit here and say, I'm here for what I'm here for. I need my needs met in this regards, and then I'm out. And then leave it there. But that's me as a person, and that's not for everybody. But also that comes with different places you are in your life. You know, you can be in college and be open to fucking everybody, and then, you know, figure out later on that's not where you really are. And I feel like that's also a part of just basic growth for people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
wow. I like that. Go ahead, Jay.
The book was The Ethical Slut by Janet W. Hardy and Don Houston.
Yeah.
Slut. Okay. Damn. Yo, Illy, that was you had some pretty valid points. For me personally, the side shit cannot work. I'm very competitive. Yes, I blame my sign. I'm a Taurus. A lot of we are competitive people. So if I found out, and listen, especially if I'm talking to someone, right, and we're not there yet, and we're not there yet, but we've been smashing occasionally, and she told me that she's fucking some other dude, then it's a wrap.
It's dead.
Because I'm thinking, like, damn, he could be hitting it better than me. He could be getting her wetter than me. Yo, I'm so to me, that shit matters. I don't care if it's petty or not. I gotta be the best, god damn it. And if that's not the case, and you think somebody else is the best, kick fucking rocks, yo. You know what I'm saying? So that side shit can't work for me. And you know what? And I don't want to say it's double standard, because if a chick really is into me and I'm into her, and she doesn't want that, then I won't do that to her. I won't talk to other women. It's gonna be difficult now, but I won't talk to other women. But to me, that side shit, it doesn't work. It doesn't. You get emotionally attached. The dude could be digging you down. The chick could have some wet kitten down there. Y'all get caught up in emotions. Y'all start fighting. That shit can't work. I've seen it happen many of times. It's happened to me. That shit does not work. And I don't think, yes, it's fun. It's temporary, but longevity wise, it's the side piece shit don't work.
No, and let me just clarify my answer. I didn't say side pieces work for me. I'm just saying for some people, I heard some people, I have examples of people that was in a relationship or in a relationship, and them and their other partner has agreed to sleep with other people. Now,
so you've been the side.
For me, if we're in a relationship, I don't want no other guy inside you, and I don't want him be inside another girl. So the monogamous works for me, but for other people, Ilyas, you have examples. I have examples. It works for others, but for me, it's not because I'm competitive. It's just if you're my girl, if you're my girl, man, like I only want to be the only dude inside you. And if you want to live a non-monogamous relationship, well then I'm not for you.
I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna say one more thing. Listen, for y'all that do not understand what is going on, listen. If you think, and this is for everybody. This advice goes for everybody. Listen, that dude that you're looking at, don't go after him. Pay attention to the dude you are focused on right now. And same for guys. If it's the girl you're looking at, you either go with her or you stay with this one. All right? That side shit does not work. And I'm telling you, you're going to get hurt or she's going to get hurt. She's going to lie about something to see you or he's going to lie about something to see you. We've all been there. And it's just not a good thing. I don't agree with it. And like hearing from y'all perspective, y'all don't agree with it. It's just not something that is made for us to do, especially our type. We're all monogamous people. We all believe in longevity. We all believe in building something with somebody. So it's not gonna work.
And desires.
Listen, my hat goes off to the people that can do it, but this one right here, as competitive as I am, no other dude's gonna be inside you but me. God damn it, I don't give a damn what is going on. You either hit the road or you stay with me. That's how it is.
That's it.
Now, before we end it, I'm gonna let you guys say one thing. All right, this could be a life lesson. This could be something how you're feeling. But I'm gonna go first, and this is my statement for the day. All right. Instead of looking at my stories, create your story. All right. And this is what I mean by that. All right. Yes, it's very easy to give up on yourself. It's very easy to go with the times. It's very easy to be in that crowd. But life becomes better when you do the things you love, when you show your gifts to the world, when you put all your ideas and your thoughts out there. That's when life gets better. Don't be that simple person. Follow your dreams, create your own story. Stop watching my story. Stop being what the crowd, what society wants you to do. Create your own story. All right, Dre, go ahead. What you got?
That was great. My thought is take courage for what it is and get help if you need it. You know you got a problem. You know you more than anybody else knows you. Get help. That's it.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Illy.
I would say practice honesty with the people you value in your life. And if someone's unable to handle your truth, they're not for you, and that's okay. We're all learning how to flow, and not everybody is always going to be for you. And people change, people grow, and people have different outlooks as they're journeying. And when you can acknowledge that someone just does not fit into where you are anymore, that's okay. And it doesn't always have to be, it doesn't always have to be a bad thing, ending certain relationships.
Tim, what do you guys say?
I just want to end it up with a question, because I asked this question before, but we never answered it. And you don't have to answer it. We can answer it the next time or not. Just something to think about.
All right, question. All right.
Are you at peace when you don't get what you want?
We're gonna leave it like that too.
Yeah, leave it like that.
Yes, that's a good question to leave off. All right, so this is Just a Thought podcast. Your host Ray, my co-host Andre. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for the two guests, my brother Tim and Ilyasa. It's been a pleasure. You're definitely gonna see them both on some more episodes that we have in stores. But this is Just a Thought. Take care. Peace and love. Have a great end of the week. Have a great end of the weekend and go into next week feeling great. Take care of yourselves, guys. All right. We're going to stop recording.